Hi, Grim.
Yeah.
How are you?
What
What you doing?
are you? Am I being hit on by a puppet?
Haha, no, silly. I'm Pistachio, the productivity puppet.
What?
I'm the soft, lovable face that reminds you to do your work in a self-affirming and positive way.
Excuse me?
I know from looking at our calendar that you're supposed to be recording mail time this morning. So, catch up on the VOD later and go open those boxes of spiders people sent us. You'll feel really accomplished once you're done.
Ian, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah?
What is pistachio made of?
Felt? Polyester batting?
Ah, so you're going to want to take it off before I throw it into the wood chipper.
We don't have a wood chipper.
Don't worry, I'll find one.
Maybe once you're done recording mail time?
Yeah, hi, do you rent hourly? I only need it for like 30 or 40 seconds.
Good evening. It's basically Valentine's Day, and to start Loading Ready Live, we thought we'd give a brief history of this strange little pseudo-holiday. As a celebration of romantic love, Valentine's Day traces its origins back to Saint Valentine, who may or may not have been one or more early Christian saints. The most likely candidate is Bishop Valentine of Narnia, who cured a child's blindness and then was beaten to death and beheaded. Literally 1,000 years later, someone, probably Chaucer because it's always Chaucer, decided that his saint's day was a plausible excuse for beating it till you're blind. He's also the patron saint of beekeeping, fainting, and epilepsy, which, if not an existing euphemism in a funk song for sex, probably should be. That's literally it, which, as excuses go to get one's head off, is not the worst one I've been served. Using this slight drift in St. Valentine's cultural role, we've managed to plot a trend line which can be used to predict any given saint's association at any future date. St. Crispin, the patron saint of cobblers who, thanks to Shakespeare, is now associated with longbows and longer odds, will by the 26th century receive the sole supplication of the algorithms who oversee quasar casinos. The patron saint warding against losers, who is for real named Saint Chad of Mercia, will by the 4th millennium receive prayers of protection against invasive terraforming. And Guy of Anderlecht, invoked against infantile convulsions, will by this time of next year be the patron saint of Twitter. This is all predicated on there being no future canonizations or beatifications at all, so if the promoter fidei could step it up, that'd be great. But let's face it, it's live, so something's gonna happen.
From near and far, young and old, people of every shape, ability, and gender, welcome to Loading Ready Live. Today on the show, we show just how easy it is to pair yourself with an absolute disaster on the dating game. We remember what it was like to be children, and specifically, we remember stupid things we thought as kids. We took your questions about love and relationships, and then we turned them over to the love doctors. I do enjoy these stolen moments. You and me together in this tiny hallway. Oh wait, no, someone's coming. All this is coming up on Loading Ready Live.
Hello everybody, and once again, welcome to Loading Ready Live. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. In just a couple minutes, we have everybody's favorite relationship-based contest, the dating game. Or not. It's fine. Let's see the dating game. But first, I thought we would show you something pretty incredible. We had a lot of fantastic submissions for the dating game. A lot of really fantastic people from all over the world sent in their tapes to be a part of the show. And unfortunately, our first 3 picks couldn't make it. Our second 3 picks also couldn't make it. So we found 3 people who were fantastic. They're still very beautiful boys. We love them. But we thought we would show you the lost tapes of the dating game.
Oh, hello. I am Bacon Ruthersworth. foremost expert on technology in the local news area.
No names, only numbers. I'm number 1. Are you the most decadent number? 69?
Jump scare! I am the Grapekeeper. You, the one who is watching this video, will you date me?
Me, I'm Torg. Torg am looking for a woman to mate. Torg am watching other animals beginning to rut, and Torg feel urges.
I'm Bartleby. I do a little of this and that. I get into everything. I like the works of Junji Ito. Are you a hole that was made for me?
Torg here because unblinking eye will show him woman. Torg have no luck on Krog's list. Too many catfish. Catfish was delicious though.
Look behind me. That is my cold solitude. Look ahead. That is the future. Are you my future?
Torg runs small hunter-gatherer business. Torg hunt mammoth, then gather parts of mammoth. Torg am good provider.
I'm looking for the player who will play by my rules, who I can punish.
My day is taken up mainly with investments, light philanthropy, and heavy betting.
If you were a sandwich, I'd want you topped with tender lettuce, bit of tomato, peanut butter, and just a light dressing of Goldschlager.
I don't like pink things. Anything warm and squishy and moist. I prefer cold stainless steel, unfeeling and remorseless.
Torg no like large angry tooth tiger, large rampaging mammoth, large angry skybirds, any animal larger than Torg.
My turn-offs are those fools who I banish to the black hole.
If you were my future, I would show you my cool technology.
Most people would describe the ideal woman as being voluptuous, emotional, and caring. I'm looking for someone more decadent, perhaps smaller, covered in gold, and sitting on my shelf.
I want someone I can see eye to eye with. So, no eyes. If you have them, I'm only too happy to help you with that problem.
It's easy to clean when you don't have emotions.
Are you fire? Torg not want to date fire, been burned before.
You know, this works a lot better if you actually talk to the... Okay.
Do you like movies? I like movies. Pick up the dice. Roll them. Did you roll them? Add the two numbers together. The result will be what movie we watch. I'll pick you up at 8.
Turn-offs include pores, refined sugar, and not knowing the second password to my secret sex parties.
If you're sitting there smoking your e-cigarette, then hit the fast forward button, because I don't like vape and I don't like vaporwave. That's not cool technology.
I like amateur dressage and amateur philately, as well as amateur charcuterie. It's so much more authentic that way.
Torg spend time on Tumblr. Roll downhill hit post. Very fun.
Don't play games with my heart. Unless it's my game and my rules.
I want to f*** a robot.
My favorite song is Hurt by 9 Inch Nails, covering Johnny Cash, covering them.
If you chose me, I'd spend all night exploring your nooks and crannies. Maybe we'd get out a microfiber chamois, break out the special brasso, and work you over to a mirror sheen.
Jump scare! Is your heart racing? Mine is too.
Okay, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I don't know what's going on, but
Hey everybody, welcome back to the dating game, improv style. Okay, so the rules are pretty simple. In this envelope, I have 3 character traits for our 3 bachelors, Ben, Ian, and Beach. Now Corey, our bachelorette, will be asking them questions, a series of questions, in order to find out what that trait is, and I guess eventually who she wants to date. My bet's on Ben. So, you will open up your envelopes, take a look at what you got. We will show you at home in the audience in just a moment what these are so you guys can play along. Well, not play along, but know what's going on. And Corey, you ready?
Yes, correct.
Boys, are you ready?
Yep.
Oh, it was what I thought it was.
Sounds like everybody's ready. Let's do this.
Okay.
Contestant number 1. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Depending on the time of day that you are tuning in to see this, it might be morning or night. But we're here giving you the very best we can give you. Today, I'm excited to see all the competitors here, and they certainly look like they're prepared to do what is necessary, as am I. I'm also here to do what is necessary today.
Thank you. Contestant number 2.
Right!
What do you do for fun?
Oh, I just love to get right into it and just eat a big bowl. Shut up, Baka! You don't like that at all! We like simple things, simple games. We like to be quiet, lie down, and have a good time by having a nap. No, I like big, big piles of food in my belly. I'm gonna eat them all.
Contestant number 3.
Hi!
If you could be an animal, what would you be and why?
I think that if I was an animal, I would probably be like a duck or something, because then if I was a duck, then I could go and report on all kinds of things around the world, and whether they be on the water or in the sky. I think that they would be really amazing to report on. Back to you.
Thank you, number 3. Back to number 1.
Yeah, you're joining us again with Already in Progress. We're excited to see what these competitors are bringing to the field today.
Where would you take me on your ideal date?
I would absolutely take you I would take you to see this. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing today from these competitors. I imagine you're impressed as well. The sheer artistry on display is certainly something I'm sure the judges will be very happy with what it is that they're looking at. I don't know exactly when we're going to get around to the judging portion, but certainly the judges are adding up those numbers, and we're going to see where they stand in the rankings.
Contestant number 2. If we were going to see a movie for our date, what type of movie would you take me to?
I'd take you to maybe some sort of foreign art film. Yes, that sounds like something that we would enjoy together. We'd have to pick you up at No, you idiot! We're gonna go see that new Transformers movie. We're gonna get some ideas for what we need to do. That's how we're gonna do. We're gonna steal their ideas through the movies. No! We need to train and save the films for our proper entertainment time. That's the only time that we're allowed to not train. No! We can do it together.
Thank you. Contestant number 3.
Hi.
If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 objects would you bring with you?
I personally, if I was stuck on a desert island, 3 things. I would bring my Nintendo Switch, I would bring another Nintendo Switch, and I would probably bring a PlayStation. Just kidding, a 3rd Nintendo Switch. That is the only console that I give a shit about. It's the only thing I ever want to talk about. And honestly, after that point, once the batteries run out on my Nintendo Switch, I'd probably starve to death, because there's really no other point to living at that point.
We're gonna have words. Not you and me.
Contestant number 2, I would like to hear more from you. What is your profession?
Well, I mean, officially I'm a student, but on the side I like to get right in there and defend humanity. Yeah, that's what I am, a defender of Earth. No, you idiot, we're just students. You can't just let out a secret idea. I'm not letting any secrets out. I'm here to save the world. Yeah!
All right, I think I have made my decision.
It's me, right? No, it's me.
I'm pretty sure that she's interested in me.
I don't care. I'm married, so I don't even know why I'm here anyway.
That seems
This
like
is stupid.
So as far as I can tell, contestant number 1 is a sportscaster. Potentially. Maybe at the event, currently. Number 2 is potentially both tsundere and moe and shonen.
Pretty darn close.
And number 3 is Beej. I would like to go home today with Beej.
Yeah!
Yeah! What?
Not today!
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I wish I had a clue what it was they were doing out there and today, but it turns out that I'm walking home the loser.
Yeah, the two of us are just gonna go put our mecha back in the garage and maybe go and see a big old movie.
Well, we've been friends for like a good 10 years, and you're very good friends with my wife, so I'm sure this is gonna work out great.
Thank you, Beej.
Tokyo Tower!
You were the Tokyo Tower?
I mean, not in every mode, but sure.
All right, thank you all for watching.
Were you right? Like,
we would like to show you all something now, so please stay tuned and watch this.
Hey, Paul.
Ah!
Looks like you're working hard.
Yeah, I'm making some changes to the system that delivers a mild shock to the streamers if they go online without tweeting. The shocks were too mild.
Awesome. That's going to be super helpful.
Yes, that's why I'm doing it.
So, what's on the docket after this?
I don't know, maybe lunch?
Sounds like you could really take your workday to the next level with a planner.
Excuse me?
When your work involves a lot of disparate tasks that don't necessarily flow into each other, keeping a planner can be a really handy way to keep track of your deliverables. That way, you don't let the little things slip by when you get caught up working on something big.
Ian, what the hell are you doing?
Don't think of me as Ian. Think of me as Pistachio, the productivity puppet.
No?
I'm the delightful morale-raising marionette who's fun to be with. I'm here to increase our efficiency and work performance, and to help you sharpen your planning skills.
What if I don't care?
So, Paul, would you say you're more of a traditional checklist person, or more of a free-flowing bullet journal type? I think you'll really like maintaining a bullet journal. There's so many grids to draw.
You do realize that you are actively interfering with me getting work done right now.
Maintaining a planner is never a waste of time, Paul.
What'd you do after Paul tore up your bullet journal?
I went to talk to Kathleen about how she'd be more productive if she stopped listening to that weird Australian prog rock she loves. Turns out the University of Manchester did a study where students are 70% more productive if they are forced to listen to Enya.
How did that go?
I think the dent in the wall is going to buff out. Don't tell the landlord.
I'm the landlord?
It'll definitely buff out.
Hey, Ian, we gotta talk about some complaints.
About me?
Well, no. Technically, they're about Pistachio the productivity puppet.
Oh no, I'm not supposed to make people angry. I'm supposed to help us actualize our human capital. Also, make us a more agile and synergistic organization.
First of all, no. Secondly, Paul, can you add use synergistic, agile, and actualize in the same sentence to the list of complaints? Look, Ian, my dude, I don't want to yuck your yum or whatever. I want everyone to feel creatively free here, but I don't think Pistachio is right for us.
But I was going to run a seminar on the Pomodoro productivity technique.
Yeah, we just need to find a way of breaking our streams into 25-minute segments for that to work.
I'm honestly pretty impressed at how clever this is. I mean, I want to strangle the puppet, but I don't want to strangle Ian.
Really? I don't feel that limitation. Ian, I know this comes from a place of a genuine desire to help, but Pistachio, the nagging novelty, needs to go away, like into the sea, or one of us is going to break your fingers.
What? No. People love it when puppets playfully redirect their bad habits. I read it in the study.
Are these studies peer-reviewed?
No, you made everyone so angry that Paul and I had to sit down for 20 minutes to compile a list of all the complaints.
Yeah, Kathleen called you an addlepate with a death wish. Her threats were numerous and extremely inventive.
So, what you're saying is, Pistachio got you guys to make a list, evaluate feedback, and hold a meeting to help me pivot my behavior.
I am so angry that you are right.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. So we're going to talk about stupid things we thought as kids.
Maybe not even just thought, believed.
Believed as kids.
When I was younger, I thought I was two mecha pilots jostling for control, and I believe that Ben thought that he was Beej.
Yes, and Beej thought that he was a Olympic sportscaster that didn't know what sport he was supposed to be covering.
Those are pretty dumb things for us to think when we were younger.
Wow. Yeah, it was a weird thing for them to think when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this topic actually came up because like this morning when we were like talking about different ideas for what we would do for today, Alex was inspired by something we were talking about, and about how you have stupid ideas about things when you're a kid, and so yeah, do you want to do
like they're just little misunderstandings. Some of these I may have talked about on like ancient podcasts or something, but it'll be fresh now.
Hit us with an example.
Okay, so the example was it's common knowledge that the way to kill a vampire is with a stake through the heart, right? You see where this is going already.
Yeah.
I, honest to God, thought that it was like a porterhouse, like a cut of beef.
Like in your brain, how would it supposed to work?
I did better than that. I drew it.
You drew it.
I drew a barbecue fork with a piece of meat on it and a hammer. I was like, this is how you kill a vampire.
I feel like the barbecue fork is doing the most of the actual killing in that instance.
Well, it's like, what else do you hold a steak with?
Well, I think you could actually, you could not have to worry about a handle. You could have a tomahawk steak that has the bone handle built in.
There you go.
Freeze it, just get a nice hone up blade on
it's just like the little slight misunderstandings. Actually, I got in this big fight with my brother at one point over something like that, where we were recording something on our stereo, and how did this go? It was like we got in this scrap where like we were trying to find. I was trying to tell him like where the microphone was, and it's labeled MIC. I was like, look, it's the mic. He's like, it's not the mic, it's the mic.
Whoa.
Like MIC.
Mm-hmm.
Like Deke. Yeah. It's just like,
No, that
I see.
For years in my mind, that was Dick until they started saying it at the end of the Dick being a production house for animation for children.
Yeah,
it was always, yeah. But I like, especially since you do have a younger brother, was Ray like, that's the thing with the like vampires stake to the heart, that's dumb. Obviously it's a wooden stake. And you were like, no, I know better because I'm older.
Raymond did have his head screwed on straighter than mine sometimes. This is like not a dumb thing that we believed. Actually, no, I guess it is kind of tangentially related. We were, this is a good story. We were melting candle wax in the backyard in like a tin can,
Like you do.
Like you do, because it's fun and it's cool. And it got a little too hot and caught fire. And I panicked, and Raymond did not panic. But
what did panicking entail?
I was more assertive, and I was just like, fire, go get water. And Raymond tried to stammer out the words, you don't put water on a liquid fire. But I shouted right over top of him, and he just sort of went on autopilot and got me a glass of water, which I obligingly poured into the can, and it shot a 6-foot column of flame into the air.
Wow. And that was the last time Ray believed anything you had said.
Yeah. So he was way smarter than me.
Wow. Right, when you said dumb things you thought as children, I didn't know they were that stupid.
Oh.
As in, actually causing bodily harm.
We were not harmed. But boy, did that get my heart racing.
Like the first thing that I could think of that I thought was stupid as a child was just simply mishearing the lyrics to the Spider-Man theme song.
Oh no.
I thought he catches thieves just like fries. Because, he's his hero. He wants to catch fries, like McDonald's French fries, because everyone wants those because they taste good. You want to catch them.
Yeah.
In your spider web, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sensing a trend here of just like mishearing little things. Like
yeah, I was talking to somebody about this the other day that because there was something that came up about reindeer, and I was remembering that I didn't really ascribe to the Santa Claus. Like I figured out the Santa Claus thing relatively early. Like my parents were like, we don't want to like actively lie to our children, so. Me and my brother kind of were like, okay, is Santa Claus real? And like asked straight up, and it's like, okay.
Spoilers.
So I'm like, okay, Santa Claus isn't real. But then it was several years before I realized that reindeer are real. Because
they're real. They don't fly, but they're actually
I put everything in the Santa Claus mythos in like a box. It was like, okay, none of that is real.
There's no North Pole.
There's no sleighs. There's no snow.
Yeah, there's no stuff.
There's no presents. It's all BS.
Keep the Santa and Christmas.
And so then I found out that reindeer are real, and then learned reindeer are real. I'm like, oh, reindeer are real. But wait, but then it's like, oh no, but they don't fly. And it's like, oh, so what's the point so they're just like,
why do they
because I've seen like deer and moose
deer.
and elk and stuff. So it's like, oh, that's kind of disappointing.
I do have a memory of something I got wrong that was not a mishearing. It was a misunderstanding.
Oh boy.
So for many years, my dad said, well, I got to go to work. And I'd say, well, why do you got to go to work? Why can't you stay here? Well, I have to make money. So for the longest time, I thought that my dad went to work to literally manufacture money. That you'd go to work and you just like draw
the press. I guess it depends on what your dad did.
Yeah, or just sit there with a stylus doing it by hand.
He didn't work for the...
No, he did not work for the mint.
For the mint or anything?
But one time I did get to go to his workplace because, I guess it was take your kid to work day or something like that, as they have in the 80s. And, I kept wondering, like, when are we going to get to see where you make the money? When are you going to get to see where they make the money? And I forgot about that after a couple minutes because I saw the candy corner. That was just someone had gone out and bought a bunch of...
Where did your dad work?
Just a regular office, but it was like a convenience store, like an honor system box where you could shove a dollar bill in and buy some candy. But my young 2 or 4 year old brain was too feeble to conceive of the idea of you have to give money for the candy. It's just free candy. And now I work at a place where we just have free candy lying around. So I need to go back in time and talk to my young kids.
Candy.
Yeah, we should. We've since told people to maybe like cut down on the candy sending because like it's too much. There's too much candy.
Maybe that, or we should actually set up an honor system box where we have to throw in $1.
Idea. Send Tide Pods.
We're very dirty.
It's actually just related to that. I remember when I had a friend who, for his birthday, got like a gumball machine thing.
Okay.
And I thought that was like the coolest thing.
Right.
But the connection that you had to put the gumballs in, like it wasn't just a thing that gave you gumballs.
You have to replenish it.
I was so disappointed, but I was like, so the only gumballs you get in are the ones that you. It's like when you find out that ATMs just take the money from your account. They're not just a thing that gives you money.
It's not just putting your money. That's ridiculous.
It's like you have to load it up first. So it's just a slower way of getting the gumballs that I already own. Yeah. I could just be eating them.
So are there any other words that you misheard or mispronounced for ages? I had one.
Yeah.
I thought the word grotesque was pronounced gross out.
I mean,
honestly,
it's not that far away. Like
not
at least
too far,
you're in
but
the right
it's just
era.
a little incorrect.
Yeah.
Or like I think the one that Raymond had was like in the realm of D&D, like cleric. He thought it was pronounced Celeric.
Yep.
I think I may have been behind him on that one. I was just like, yeah, sure, okay. Just
Actually,
like little misunderstandings like that.
This kind of counts because I was young when I came across it the first time, and you remember reading through Garfield, and all the time they would say like "natch," as they were.
Like,
okay.
As in naturally, yeah.
That was it. I thought it was just some sort of like North New England expression. I'm sorry, New England, for dumping on you again.
I don't think I knew that either until this moment.
What the hell does natch mean? And now I realize, oh yeah, naturally. That happened to me a week ago.
Huh. I didn't know that.
See, Lord, I was mentioning paladin.
Paddlin?
Paddlin. Or I for the longest time I was Platin.
Platinum games.
It's as I probably a lot of the case with maybe a lot of us here that my reading comprehension was quite a bit higher than my speaking. So I was often like reading books or things that were using vocabulary that I didn't use in my regular life. And also I was a terrible speller. And so I would always like ambitiously write words in my in essays and things that I didn't quite know the meaning of, and also didn't really know how to spell. And I would just take like total leaps in terms of how to spell the things.
That ties to one of my favorite wholesome tweets that I've seen recently. Is don't make fun of people for mispronouncing words, because it means that they've actually they've learned the word through reading a book.
But then of course, because of the my parents were always amazed because of RPG stuff. I was like mostly a couple of syllable words, but then I would be like physical prowess and stuff like that. There's like certain words I would have a lot earlier than others because of how they were used.
Talking about your prowess as a child.
Yeah.
Did you use your prowess to open the jam jar?
Cartoon characters were always ones that I had problems with. The man who was a hero of song and story, Hercules. Yeah.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Yeah.
And then actually something that I was actually just thinking about the other day, in this world, where we're it's sort of becoming, especially in the last sort of 10 years or whatever, it's becoming, the idea, like the sort of the kind of gender binary kind of stuff is becoming it more and more accepted that there's a lot more complexity there. And I remember as a kid the sort of methodical approach that I had, that my first my first sort of hypothesis for men versus women was that women had long hair and men had short hair. Like that was because there. And then this is one of those great things, as your world expands. My aunt had short hair, and her husband had long hair, and so that was like
your tiny little 5-year-old world just caves in.
Yeah, that was the first time
everything's
I was like,
a lie.
I was like, I made this assumption, I made this hypothesis, and evidence has shown me something different. And so I now have to go back and reevaluate my hypothesis.
Okay, hair doesn't work anymore.
It's like, clearly that is not the
Need
thing
a different
that does
indicator.
it.
Now we start at the top. Can we work our way down from there?
Sweaters, maybe.
Yeah,
Shoes?
yeah.
No, pants? No, we got nothing. We'll just have to go
And
up
then,
and
obviously it's a continuous process of expanding the definitions of both sides.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, maybe it's...
Well, someday we'll just get to this nice, even purple gradient. Did you ever have any ill-conceived plans when you were a kid? This one I'm stealing from somebody else, because I will always treasure it.
I feel like stealing somebody else's ill-conceived plan is even a worse plan.
It was so perfect. This one I heard, I think, through a friend of a friend. I don't remember exactly who it was, but this kid had it all figured out. He had the most foolproof plan. So he would join the army, right?
Already great
Yeah,
plan.
just join the army, like go to a war.
Yep.
And his strategy would be to put on a bulletproof jacket.
Oh yeah,
And
then
get,
you can't die.
That was part 1. Part 2, he would get 2 machine guns.
Oh, you can't beat a machine gun.
Mm-hmm. And then he would spin.
And you just tell your friends to lie down, and then they don't get hit.
Like, how do you beat that? It's just like there's bullets going everywhere. You kill everybody. If they shoot back, you can't die.
Alex, what about a tank?
No.
No? You shoot through the tank?
The concept.
I have a theory.
Okay.
That he didn't think it that far through.
That is definitely like one of those things that you learn about as you get older. Is that the concept of, like proof, like bulletproof or whatever proof, is less precise than as a child you would like. Like if somebody tells you that something is invulnerable or something is like bulletproof, and you're like, okay, great. That means you can fire as many bullets as you want at it, and it's totally great.
Well, it's like, do you remember how they very quietly changed non-lethal ammunition to less lethal ammunition?
Yeah, it's just...
That's the grown-up version of figuring that out.
To simply referring to it by what it is, just rubber bullets.
It's like, what do you mean I have to, I'm supposed to bank this wooden shotgun cartridge off the ground to hit somebody?
I did have an ill-conceived plan when I was a child that I followed through on.
Oh.
It was rather short-term, too.
Yeah.
So this was during the spring runoff, the spring thaw that happens in Alberta, where things get very, very wet.
Okay.
There's generally huge puddles and huge almost lakes in fields with the amount of water that you would get. And so we were playing around in recess with friends, and I thought, I'm gonna make a big splash as Fisto, and I'm gonna jump into the middle of this reasonably about 2 meters in diameter pool of water and just make a huge splash. Well,
actually a sinkhole or something.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, in the schoolyard, they had decided that this was also a good time, just before things started growing, to move some trees.
Oh no.
With those big machines that just take a 6-foot cone of earth out of the ground and move it elsewhere, and they had not refilled it. So Mother Nature had refilled it with water. And it looked like just,
a regular puddle.
Yeah, that's literally like a Wile E. Coyote thing.
Yep. So here I am in my winter parka.
Oh no.
Snow pants. Yep. Snow boots. The whole toque. And fully submerged. And then back up. And it's probably a good thing I got out when I did, because if I had fully saturated, I probably would have died.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to spend the rest of the school day dressed in clothes from the lost and found bin.
What a drag.
Ew.
What a drag.
Because that was a bin where people put clothing they just didn't want anymore, that maybe they spilled things. It was not good.
Do you know, okay, speaking of defensive measures, so at our elementary school, Margaret Jenkins, every acorn season, there would be like massive acorn wars where people would like stockpile all the acorns they could find. We would just huck them at each other.
Yep, as you do.
As you do. And I was trying to like next level this thing. So I was just like, what can I do? And I found some like cardboard inserts from like t-shirts and like put it in under my shirt.
Oh.
And
bulletproof vest.
I didn't think to put it on like at recess. I just like had it on and like showed up to school with it. And so, I'm sitting there in class and the teacher's just like doing her thing and, just sort of casually walks by and reaches into the back collar of my shirt and pulls out this big chunk of cardboard. Just sort of wordlessly walks it to the front. I'm just sitting there and just being like.
Did you think that maybe, like we have like the coat hanger in the back? Like, did you think that maybe you put on the t-shirt and forgot to take the cardboard thing out?
I was expecting you to say like you'd turn the cardboard thing into like a highlight thrower. Just really whip those acorns at dangerous velocities.
Not so much. Oh, actually, high school, I had... Okay, so me and pyrotechnics go way back. At one point, I went to a secondhand store, and they had this miniature replica mortar, like a Civil War mortar, that was actually made out of steel.
Ooh.
So like it was just like a little bowl, and it was in this like wooden trunnion, and it was really cool. And one day I got the brilliant idea. It was like, I wonder, and
It wasn't supposed to be like functional.
not at all.
Okay.
But I drilled a little hole in the back of it and got some visco fuse from like Screecheroos. Does anybody remember Screecheroos?
No, but
yeah, exactly like that. So I got the fuse in, and then you can take the Screecheroo powder, and if you compact it, as some people are probably aware, you confine it, and it makes a big explosion. And I tested this in a friend's yard, and it was like
This is
super
why
loud.
we don't get cool fireworks anymore.
Yeah, it was super loud and
Because of
super
kids
cool.
like you.
So I was like, "This is awesome! Like, it's big and noisy." And so like I reloaded it, and I took it to school to show people, to just to have them look at it and be like really impressed at my cool thing. And one of the school bullies who used to like give me a hard time, and of course also smoked, was like, "Oh, cool!" Whipped out his lighter and lit the fuse as it was like sitting on a bench.
And it was loaded?
And yes, it was loaded, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yep.
So this ear-shattering bang right next to the principal's office.
So
Everybody scatters. I sit down and pretend that nothing's happened and start eating my lunch. And the principal just storms out. It's like, "You, office now."
You, the kid sitting beside the mortar. Trying to look innocent.
That was the longest walk home. I was just like, oh, my parents are just going to eviscerate me.
Well, you seem mostly whole, so I guess you made it out.
Made it out okay.
We all somehow made it out alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anywho.
Speaking of terrible ideas, we have some stream highlights. So let's take a look at those.
Run.
Presuming Ian does nothing to try to stop you.
Well, no, I'm saying right now. I'm saying I take that risk right now, right? Holy crap, I just understood why this game is called Risk.
I'm not sure we're gonna like what we find in our mother's bedroom.
Oh!
Bad enough that David
Dominated.
I think that drum is hungry. We should feed it some beets. Like some borscht.
Fuck.
What's up?
I have never been prouder of you than I am right now. Good job.
Don't make me choose! Come on!
YOLO. That was bullshit.
Real talk.
Real talk.
So I'm
Lay it on me.
gonna discard a fallen angel.
Okay.
I'm gonna sacrifice this guy.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I've got 3 mana floating, and 2. I'm gonna cast Promise of Power to draw 5 and lose 5 life. Storm count is 1.
Are you fucking sawing right above your femoral artery?
Yes.
I had to do a PUBG story. I was trying to leave it for Graham, but he's been away for like a month, so fuck that guy.
Oh, wow. That worked.
Oh, I'm a damn it.
Didn't even get a chance to say I'm a genius.
There's a sweet and sour kind of smell
Gross.
as the flesh melts off their bones like warm candle wax.
Holy shit.
I'm not actually funny.
So long as you know.
Just yeah, I'm curious. Somebody win.
Oh, Jesus! Ah! Ah!
Your Uber's here.
Okay, just like 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Your Uber's here.
2 seconds. Did you just shoot me?
everyone do the arc animal.
You might be looking for some attention, you might need a little bit of help, but remember, Tycho's coming here with some real good advice for life. Don't cut. That's a Tycho rule.
What?
It's a diabolical invention created by a Lich Lord wizard.
Oh, Milton Bradley!
God. We're not supposed to be here! Later!
Oh, this is so much better.
Magic players, good luck. I expect good, clean magic here. No strikes above the belt. No memeing on people who are down.
No strikes above the belt?
Damn.
Just cock punching all night.
I might not know anything about boxing.
Planes. Oh, what up?
Initiate talking simulation.
Simulation of talking, currently online.
Greetings, human.
Hello.
Have you subdivided on a cellular level lately?
I have, and I enjoyed this because I experienced dopamine.
They just want to go live a nice quiet life where they can have a bath in a tub full of hands.
Doug. I believe that's true. I believe every word you just said.
Help, 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 me, help, me, help, 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 help. Sam?
Just have a little ASMR head rolling.
Pick up the bar of soap that is behind your gravestone. Get the piece of soap that is located behind your gravestone. You will need it for later. Is that clear?
Well, maybe they're trying to wash away our sins.
It's not going to get better. Head to the water tank.
Do not attack Argentina. They've got 3 nuclear weapons.
Do you know another way to phrase?
You go collect some roots.
I hate Chult.
I collect
and it's
many
gross
roots.
here.
Sure.
And somehow I managed to get homework. And I hate everything. And maybe my mom was right. And she just got a damn water deep.
I'm a spoiled elf who's in over her head. Is that how do you way to describe that?
Oh god, it's winter! Ah! No, I'm not dying because of pine cones. No!
Which one do you want to trade it for? Any of these? None of them. I'm surprised. And aroused? No, confused. I mix those up a lot.
Basically, nice weather is the I like turtles option.
I like turtles.
Be cool, be cool, be cool.
Nice Rachel we're having.
You guys are
What
tethered
if-
to your microphones.
What
not
if you
between
put
them.
What if you put your lips on someone's butt? And they farted into your mouth. And you held the farty air, and then you laughed it out. You exhaled and laughed at the same time.
What would you call it, though?
I don't know.
A mistake.
Ow, fuck, Charlie horse.
Are you okay?
I cringed myself into a Charlie horse.
So here's how I remember how to say no. I literally try and say EA, as in Electronic Arts.
Oh God. They are fighting again.
What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to hold my hand on top of this as I plug this in.
Just as a blow the thing right off the top.
Exactly, that would be...
What is the PSI on this again?
Don't know.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Can't just paint the mental image of dick cheese and cheap cologne like it's nothing.
I don't know, tell that to this rando.
What in the fuck?
Hey,
Why?
baby, I hear the blues are calling.
No!
Wow,
Wow, yeah, mutants would be the only people who would actually breathe through eating ass.
Wait, hold on. I need to think of more Elvish Ed Sheeran lyrics. You are like a beautiful lyre in water deep, but the instrument. Oh, my Elvish hair so ginger. Got mistaken for a waiter by Lady Gaga at the Grammys. That's a thing that happened.
Truly,
oh,
it's
beautiful
great.
Elvish.
Elvish is such a strange and magical language. It's almost like music falling on my ears.
Almost. Welcome to Crap Chat. Today on Crap Chat, my guests.
I'm Cameron.
I'm confused.
I'm sexy.
Goodbye, monk.
Fly. Oh, it doesn't even fly?
Hey!
What kind of demon doesn't fly? No, I want to kill that! Why don't you fly? What kind of 9-drop doesn't have flying on it?
Sing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a
wretch like me. I once was
lost, but now am found.
Hello. Welcome to the Love Doctors.
We are the Love Doctors.
That's right, because we are doctors.
And we know about love.
Yes. We are in love.
Yes.
With our partners.
Yes.
It's how we like to love.
We have platonic.
Yes.
Friendship.
It is a type of love that one
That's
can
correct.
have. And we engage in that and all forms of love here.
All
at
four
the Love
of them.
Doctors. Yes.
Mm-hmm. All four loves.
Mm-hmm. The platonic, the ideal.
Yeah.
The Doric.
Yeah.
And the Ionic.
That's right.
Yes.
And then Corinthian love we don't talk about.
No, that is forbidden love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So yes, we are here to answer your questions about the ways of love.
And thank goodness we asked you earlier.
Yes.
So we actually have questions ready to go. Let's start with this question. Which dating sim should I buy for my wife?
Whew, that is a tough question, Beach.
I agree.
So, in your professional opinion, what would the best dating sim be? Let's clear the board here so we can make some room.
It's a good question. As someone who holds a doctorate in marital anthropology, I would say that the dating sim you buy for your wife is one that evokes a kind of reaction that you like to see in your wife, and really in your spouse. This could be you buying for your husband or buying for some sort of non-committal life partner.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a dating sim that shows you just about everything about the kind of fantasy they want to see, but not enough that they'll get bored with you and fall into some sort of arrow-gay hole.
Okay. That's good advice.
Yeah, so I would say maybe something in a mobile app, because that's going to prevent them from playing longer than about like 15 minutes at a time.
Right.
And it's going to keep them engaged and interested, but ultimately they're just going to want to turn around and talk to you about what they just did with their imaginary Korean boyfriend.
Well, with my degree in crystallographic chemistry, I would actually firstly recommend you purchase a copy of Emacs and run your dating sims in there. Number one, it's going to be a really modular way for you to be able to model those dates.
Yeah, you can swap out different modules to give you, why not, because you could make it yourself.
Yeah, well, and the important thing is that it's going to be able to support COBOL, so you can run those simulations of your potential suitors on the mainframe if you can manage to get the time on it.
You're going to need to book time, but that's okay because Compute Canada has amazing hardware, and they're willing to sell time to anyone who is actually interested in doing this kind of research.
Well, and the most important thing about getting into using Emacs for your data sims, or dating sims, not data sims, you'll gather data about your dates. The most important thing about using Emacs for that is that it's easy to get out of the relationship, unlike being in a relationship with Vi.
That's right. It's very, very hard to get out of a relationship with Vi.
No one's ever left a Vi relationship. So.
No.
I think that's...
That pretty much covers, I think, the kind of dating sim you should buy for your wife. Yes. Think Emacs and Korean boyfriends.
Yes, some sort of Korean Emacs. So we're definitely going to want to use...
Koremax.
Koremax, yes. Which I believe you can also use to get your new home.
That's right.
Yes. How do you define love? There are so many different perspectives that I am curious to know yours.
That's a very good question.
Well, I think if I can propose a theory here for you.
Well, please do.
Love is a many-splendored thing. All you need is love.
Right, and you have a doctorate in fine arts.
It's true. It is an honorary doctorate in fine arts, but it is a doctorate. So what we need to do is we need to actually illustrate the levels of love.
There's so many things to splendor.
So what you see here is the core of love, which it's like a heart, but it's just the barest hint of a heart.
That's right. You know, and this is central to the kind of love you would be feeling.
Yes.
And as you get more love, you're gonna notice that you fill out the core completely and then start to fill in all these little nooks and crannies.
Now, what do you do with that extra space that the love just hasn't filled yet? What goes there?
I like to fill it with either lust or some sort of filler like lettuce.
Yeah, I would go with whipped cream myself. Whipped cream I find is a very good way of filling those holes in your heart.
And is also very compatible with lust.
Yes, in fact. The nice thing about the whipped cream, though, is that it's more of a permanent filling, because what's going to happen is you're going to eat the whipped cream, and over time, it's going to calcify the edges of your heart like that.
It's going to build this lovely enamel.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to have a much stronger heart when you're filling it with whipped cream than you are if you're going to fill it with, say, lettuce, because the lettuce is going to give fiber to the blood.
That's right.
And then the blood is going to carry all that calcification away down into the colon, which is... Weirdly, as you can see, it's very much like a heart.
Here, we should probably draw the entire colon.
Yes.
I think. Well, that's part of the colon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really what you're looking for in the end is the colon leads to what I'm going to call the upside down heart, or as some people would say, the butt.
Yeah, and as I have a doctorate in typography, I really appreciate that moving through the colon, the calcification moving through the colon down to the butt, and it just basically rids your body of unneeded serifs.
Oh, exactly, yes. You really want to kern your relationships to make sure that they're properly spaced. Otherwise, you're going to run into some you're just going to go off on a tangent is what's going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you got to adjust your leading. And yeah, nobody needs to adjust their leading in a relationship. I think if you're equally spaced, that you're going to be able to communicate better.
So what you're saying is you want a mono-space relationship. That's
right.
That's where we get the term monogamy from, correct?
Yeah. That's monogamy, monospaced. It's much the same thing. Well, let's have a look at that third question.
Yeah.
How to maintain a friendship after a breakup? Is it just something that can't be done? It's funny you ask that because I'm really tempted to give an actual answer, but this isn't that kind of bit.
No.
So let's erase the board.
Okay, yeah, let's find that there.
How to maintain a friendship after a breakup? Well, there are many different ways because there's many different people.
Yes.
And the kind of person that you've been friends with, they might be angry that you're now broken up with them and you're no longer friends. And that kind of is what constitutes a breakup, is that when you're friends with somebody and you say, I want to break up, then you're no longer friends with them. And that might be because you're going to Antarctica and they've been trying to silently sabotage your trip this entire time by telling your mother you're going to Antarctica when you didn't get around to it. Or maybe they're trying to spread rumors that you've been coming on to boys to try to raise funds for your trip to Antarctica. That could be your exact situation right now, and I imagine it is.
Now, Beej, as a doctor of internal combustion, internal, mind you,
Yes,
not external.
absolutely.
You never let your relationships become externally combustible. That'll blow up in your face.
That's right.
What you need to do, now, I want to ask a question, Beej. In this hypothetical situation, is your relationship still under warranty, or is it now just free and out there?
It's in a relationship like this. If you've had a relationship that's gone on long enough that you're worried about maintaining a friendship after the fact, then clearly it has already caught fire.
Okay, that's going to be a problem because you really want to make sure to get the factory levels of service through your relationship during that warranty period to make sure that it stays within, a good resale level.
You should be returning to the dealership in which you acquired your friendship. That gradually grew into this, much more erotic relationship that you're having, and you should be making sure that you're having the relationship serviced, maybe every 10,000 kilometers.
When you get up to that level of eroticism, you really want to make sure you have proper lubrication and that those oils aren't breaking down, because if they do, you're going to seize right up.
Yeah.
And that's death to a relationship. Relationships are a lot like sharks that way.
Yeah.
When they stop moving, they die.
Exactly, and they are relationships, really, when it comes down to it, are the smoothest things in the water.
Now, when you're dealing with relationships like that, do you, with a classic relationship,
Yes.
one that's gone beyond the level of warranties, assuming, of course, that you don't lease your relationship. If you're leasing your partner, then do whatever, just as long as you can get it back to the dealership before the lease comes up. You can get a brand new one right away.
Now, if you've broken up, but you think that you'll be able to you want to maintain that kind of friendship, the trick to any relationship, it comes down to is effective, constant communication.
Yes.
And so for that, I recommend that you get a Twitter account, maybe 10 or 15 Twitter accounts, and you keep cycling through them so you can always try to have a conversation going with the person that you were friends with before, and that they can't really get around to blocking you entirely. But if you do find that a problem, or if they're actually more amenable to having a conversation with you, I recommend maybe getting some FRS radios.
Yeah, FRS is definitely a good system for that.
As a doctor of radio technology, I find that you can go just with your standard handheld Motorola's, or you can really just go full ham if you want. You've even introduced me to some interesting ways to talk to people over the radio.
That's correct. I mean, you have your Morse code, which you just tap it out. You can yell.
Yeah, you can use the NATO phonetic alphabet to communicate your message.
Another option.
It takes a longer time to say things.
I personally like to encode my messages to my paramours in a form of cipher.
Yes, like ROT13 or like another kind of basic Caesar cipher.
Exactly, yes. I mean, the problem with the Caesar ciphers is that they do tend to get a little bit iffy in March.
That's true.
You're going to want to move to something a little bit more robust.
Yeah, kind of more brutal.
Yes.
I think we could go on to the next question.
I think so. What is one thing I should do at my wedding? One thing that I should not do?
That's easy. Get married, get divorced.
Wow, those are perfect answers because you really have to get the sequencing right on that.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
If you put one on the stack before the other one, you shouldn't actually be considering even a stack of things to accomplish. Yeah. You should be thinking, because you would then have to play get divorced onto the stack before get married.
Like if you put divorcing onto the stack and then you respond with a marriage, the marriage goes off first. And then that resolves, and then that divorce is sitting there with a target of your marriage.
It's hanging over your head, and you don't want that.
As a doctorate level judge for marriages, I have to tell you that it is very important to get your sequencing right and make sure to always watch your triggers on marriage. When you wake up in the morning, you need to untap everything.
Exactly.
Pay those costs.
It's always a good idea too that you should try to have protection from something blue. Because something borrowed is perfectly fine, but nobody wants to deal with something blue.
The problem is you're going to want to make sure that you get your relationship in there real quick because you want your relationship to be new before your relationship rotates out of standard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. I think this might be question number 5.
I think so. You want to take this one?
I'll take this one then. All right. When you're both working, married, and have children, what is a nice romantic gesture to fit in during the busy work week?
Both married, you have children.
And you're married, and you're both working.
And you want a nice romantic gesture to fit in during the busy work week.
I would have to go with hardcore fucking.
Now, what would you base that upon?
Probably if you're both working, you're probably finding it a lot of time to make time. Like, you can't make time for each other.
It's very difficult to make time for each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. And kids are they're very disturbing. They see some of the weirdest stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Like, if you were watching earlier, your kids have no idea what's going on in your house at any given time.
They are idiots.
Yeah.
Absolute idiots.
Yeah, they believe the weirdest stuff. And so, to that end, I would probably recommend that you find some time to enjoy some intimacy with each other.
Right. So, I mean, you're just looking for a good, hard, boning in whatever combination it is that you deem necessary to make it correct for you.
That's right. That's right.
I think it's really kind of a circle. What I would like to introduce to you, now this is a highly theoretical move, and I would not suggest this unless you are in a very, very advanced relationship. The hardcore fucking's great, but what's going to happen there is it's going to lead to more children.
Yeah.
Now you could use protection. That's one thing, but be aware of the cost.
Yeah.
What you're going to want to try, if you think you're up to it, is what I call the rebirth. You're going to
rebirth is, I mean, yeah, it's a hard thing to recommend to somebody.
It's very, very difficult. But once you get those children back in there, and some of the people are going to tell you that just can't happen.
No.
But once you get them in there,
the longer you wait, it gets harder and harder.
The human body, as an acoustic scientist at the graduate level, I still haven't received my doctorate yet.
That's fine.
But that's because the doctorates are there for the hard fuckins.
Yeah.
The human body is an amazing insulator for sound.
That's fair.
They will hear nothing. So the children are going to have a wonderful experience back in there. It's warm, it's soft, they can play their video games.
They're going to hear your voices, which is supposed to be very soothing for children.
Well, especially when you are making those lovely sounds of lovemaking.
Yeah, absolutely. The kind of very encouraging kind of things that you know. And I mean, my big concern, the reason I wouldn't recommend this like right away is because as a failed doctor of topology, that trying to fit something too large through like a small orifice, you're gonna have to. I've seen it done where what you can do is if you take like a card and you tear it like that and you keep tearing it at alternate sides, you can actually eventually open it up and make a larger hole and slip your entire body through it.
Oh, that's a much smarter idea.
Yeah.
Because as a Dr. Phil, a doctorate of filling,
yes,
I would really like to. I was going to suggest to people that they try this while the children are still young and can fit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to fill up too much.
I'm just trying to give them something to do that as they get older, that as they get to be like into their 60s and 70s and 80s, that they're adult children who are probably still living with them because that's how things are in this economy.
Right.
They can at least still at least enjoy that and not have to worry about like scarring their kids.
And it's very important that you do those stretches because as we mentioned before, as you get older, you get more calcification on the edges of your heart, which can be protective.
Yes.
But if you are trying this rebirth technique, you want flexibility in your heart as much as in every other place of you.
Yeah, I recommend maybe there's a substance you can buy called Rubber Renew, and it smells like wintergreen, which is awesome. But if you rub it into areas that you need to remain flexible, they will maintain some tackiness, but they will come back. And as a doctor of printer repair, I highly recommend it as a way of getting a few more years out of your human parts.
Oh man, you know what? I think you're onto something here.
I'd like to think so.
We take the Rubber Renew, and we add that. We use that after we put the whole thing in a big old vat of Plastidip.
Ooh, this is an interesting. We should be collaborating more on this kind of thing.
I think we really should.
Yes, definitely. This I think has the potential to change. This has a potential to change how science works. We might even be able to abstract humans out of the equation entirely and just have two latex beasts just rubbing.
And as a doctorate of divinity, I think this is really going to help people.
And if we can find a way to turn those latex beasts into golems, then that's I think probably going to be the real next step that humanity takes.
We can spread our love everywhere. And that's really what it's all about, right? Just taking love and just spreading it in a very fine sheen over everything we can see.
Everything glistens and
glistening love.
Just absolutely kind of shiny and has like a weird smell, kind of a weird good smell, but I don't.
You're on. I'm so upset.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching Loading Ready Live today.
I'm glad that somebody else had a plan for us to get out of it.
You didn't have one!
No, we just figured we'd talk until we got tired.
So you went instantly to like, no. Graham's like posting in the Slack like, Ian!
We shed 100 viewers with that bit.
Did we?
Yes!
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're not allowed to do that anymore.
That's too far.
Welcome.
That's too far.
So I hope you enjoyed the only episode ever of The Love Doctor.
Yeah. That's what happens when you volunteer me to do stuff.
Oh, I see what this
Yeah.
is.
No, it's fine. I had
This
a lot
is
of
because
fun.
Ben roasted you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like to.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Who stuck around.
Loading Ready Live, especially those of you who are still here. And in particular, we want to thank all these awesome people who subscribed during the show.
Demon Azrakel is a new subscriber. Oh God, I hope you got your money worth.
Love Light with that 49-month resub. More Love Doctor Blood.
That was before it happened.
Oh Jesus. Oh, you might have grabbed it from the end.
Hey. Well, thank you all.
Hey,
Let's go.
Can people take subs away from us?
Unsubscribe.
We were up to 80, but we dropped down to 2 after that. Awkward.
All right, let's.
Loudest Mute is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Please don't leave us.
I'd like to welcome Wellbog, who is a brand new subscriber. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
It's a friend Pinot Graham for 2 months. Welcome back.
Enjoy a good glass of Pinot Graham.
Nurgle, 32 months. If I push this button, something is gonna happen.
Sure did. Tavina, back for the 7th month, slowly grinding that number back up. How you mother heckers doing?
Well, I was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dicey won with that 16-month resub. Hockey, ice skating, and Loading Ready Live. What to watch? I guess Loading Ready Live. The rest can wait. Sweet.
Zombie OSX for 3 months saying this is a button that I can click.
It's pronounced 10.
VGZ Brennan is a 17-month subscriber. Woo! 17.
Fuck you both.
Tokyo Tower.
We need to put you on alternate.
One
lives.
move for 54 months. Something. 4.5 years. Something.
Hey.
The Moat Man for 3 months. Yo.
Worms Russ. Back for the 49th month. Wow, I was going to mac a 49th parallel joke, but Victoria's actually below it, so...
Sucker.
Yeah.
Grand Lamacue with that 40-month resub. Welcome back, Grand Lama. Thank you so much.
Ninamorius is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
Where were you going to land with that?
I don't know.
Sajuk for 17 months. LRL 2.0 hype.
Nicole Growl for 9 months.
I think so.
My first live, and a sub tabby.
Congrats.
The face of Cho for 15 months. Welcome back. But just your face.
Saltytron's back for an 11th month. Thank you, Saltytron. We're glad to have you here.
Iglonius. 14 months in a row. Oh my gosh, it's a Strimstram. Welcome back.
Heaps Irrelevant for 17 months. Welcome back, friend. Thank you very, very much.
It's your friend Inky Ghost with 14 months under their belt. 14 months of something happening. Under your belt.
Julia Mont for 31 months. Tanner says 31, but it's definitely 32. What's up? What's up with Twitch?
What's up, Twitch?
What's up, Twitch?
What's up, Twitch?
What's up?
What's up?
Shell Cat for 9 months. I definitely shared my number month last live, but that was either a glitch in the system or it's twins.
A few of us are, yeah. Parliament 27. It's back for the 7th month. Hey, that's a non-zero amount of months.
Son of Thoth with a 22-month resub. Thanks for everything you do. Can't wait for the VOD later.
It's pronounced Tote.
Tote.
No men, nem, ni minis. For 28 months, saying you guys are literally the only reason I got a Twitch account 28 months ago, and you keep getting better.
Hey.
Thank you very much, friend.
Cosmos Rules for 54 months. 54 months. This baby is ready for preschool.
Forever Backwards for 13 months. Otherwise pronounced as one in your butt.
Tony, a new Patreon supporter.
Hey.
Tony,
welcome.
my friend. Tony, my...
But AV is back for the 11th month. Thank you very much for coming back.
Undertoast with that 11 months. With the end of Feed Dump, are the excess hats going into a new show called Kathleen's Hatastrophe?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Mini Whack for 32 months saying 32 months. Man, that sure is a long time.
Stephen JM81, 13 months, love everything you guys do. Yeah.
Revin for 47 months. Woo, pistachio. Hey, fam.
I have a new favorite.
I like pistachio. And 42 milliways for 4 months. 4 months and growing.
Namely Lights, back for the 8th month. What did pistachio ever do to you, Graham?
Kazuriko, 3 months in a row. Welcome back. Thank you so much.
Great Rabbit Media for 19 months. Cool Datology.
Nice. Burn Havoc is a new subscriber. Thank you.
It's Adele Dawn for 41 months. Woo!
It Lego Wraith, a new subscriber.
Fennel for 5 glorious months. What did I walk into?
So many things. So many things. Eric, 50 months with that 50-month resub says 50 months!
Red Hate Machine for 2 months. Welcome back.
Glad you came back.
Tarzan 235 for 21 months.
For your personal benefit. Seems. Don't shoot yourself on screen.
We have 2 doctors, it's fine.
Thank you, Zeebs.
Durkatronic for 30 months. Welcome back. Please stay.
Frederico Suave for 10 months. Sweet, I made it to double digits. You guys deserve it. And then you saw what we did, which is great.
Eldrazi Outlaw with a 49-month resub. Welcome back, Eldrazi. Thank you so much.
Philoseth for 48 months. Welcome back. That's an amount of time. Exactly 4 years.
Primal Madness for 13 months. Pup needed emergency surgery today, and I wanted one of your goofy shows helping me through. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you.
Falcon Talos, 38 months.
A Chemist of Fire is a new subscriber. Now my favorite username.
Damn, that is a good username.
Oh, it's the Angry Red Bird. Returned for the 5th glorious month. Welcome back, Red Bird.
Magician's Red?
Magician's Red.
Encore, 2113 with that 36-month resub. That's 3 years. Finally have a full-time job to resub.
Hey, congratulations. Lady Haas is a brand new subscriber, gifted by that rock pusher.
Keep on pushing that rock. Old Man Johnson, MB, for 19 months. Feed Dump is dead. Long live Feed Dump.
I prefer to think of it as evolving. Rackmet Rambo is a new sub. Welcome back.
Okay, you don't say Pikachu is dead. He is evolving.
Flail Squared has come back for 17 months in a row. That's not a square number, but I'm sure it will be soon.
J-Andy's back for the 2nd month. Wow. Gifted by Fishor. Thank you, Fishor. And thank you, J-Andy, for sticking around.
Fuzzy Genius with that 9-month resub. Finally, my very own sub baby. Welcome.
Time for a rebirth.
To your sub baby. No.
You need
no.
It's time to stop. It's time to
Gifted by
stop.
Fisher.
Nimrod, 14.
It's always 14. It doesn't change.
2 months by Fisher. Thank you, Fisher, and thank you, Nimrod, 18.
Terror Arcada for 50 months. Please repair my love.
No
Dr.
usable.
Bob Rodcott is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
No usable serviceable parts inside your love.
Games and Ink. Back for the 5th glorious month. Eagerly anticipating the new Lur Asmer podcast. Ian wiping chalkboards.
Eric Christian Berg with that 2-month resub. Emax over Vi. You are dead to me, Horner.
No, 100% nano.
It's Shirtle for 32 months saying, my brother had me convinced that chocolate chips were rabbit turds.
Oh!
I didn't have chocolate chip cookies from ages 3 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, those are
Yo, that's
raisins.
the good con.
Wow.
That is a good con.
Sir Octopus has subscribed for 16 months. 16 months, that's 2 for every leg.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Canadian for 24 months.
24 months, that's 4 for every leg.
Stuglight 45 for 2 months. I like to change the oil on my marriages every 5,000 miles.
2 months, that's 1/8 for
Banach Spacebar. For 5 glorious months, don't fear the rebirth. I'm ready to fly.
Come on, babe. Spiders on the inside with a 2-month resub. Woo! Got an actual job and now can start supporting my favorite documents. Welcome.
Bolton phase for 15 months, but don't worry, it's just a phase.
Kale Womingford for 13 months. It's never too far. No, it is, trust me.
Hyacinth for 27 months. I need a different metal.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Love Light for 49 months. More Love Doctors block.
We'll see. The Architect 10 for 53 months. 53 months of not having a way out of the sketch. We're supposed to say it's pronounced X.
Squirrel Earl for 27 months. Wow. Just wow. Yep, that's wraps it up.
Timber 727 for 18 months saying, don't worry, Love Doctors. Those people to your left put your advice into practice. More, please.
And Apodo Nuevo for 4 months. Make sure it's nice and lubed up.
Affinity for Pi for 11 months. 11 months? That's almost a year. Original comment on field. Wait.
Ferority for 4 months. Please do not tear
Yeah,
much like
that was where Alex and I were like, we gotta go.
We gotta get him out.
Cyclops Boy for 33 months. 35 months is what I meant to say. Not quite 3 years.
Boy.
Boy.
Boy. Azure Heights with that brand new sub. Welcome to the channel.
It's my favorite person, Drendar Moore Evo for 23 months in 23 years. That's almost 2 years.
That's Marvel.
Killing Time is a brand new subscriber. I am going to Scarborough Fair.
Chiming Fish for 16 months. I love doctors, but I love doctors.
Cheese Weasel for 37 months. Welcome back.
Oh, look who it is. It's Ferocious Peach for 14 months. Probably saying,
oh, Lady with that 15-month resub. Welcome back.
Rocktopus for 2 months saying, thanks, I've been cured of that dreary need for human affection. I also don't want to be around humans anymore.
Nail Bunny 236 is a new subscriber. Welcome, Nail Bunny.
Smith 916 for 42 months. Welcome back.
Juliamon for 31 months. Also, apparently I can do this again.
wait, wasn't it 32?
No.
Jesus! Game Slayer 013 is a brand new subscriber. Oh, wow, welcome. Gifted by Argentaria. Thank you, Argentaria. Welcome, Game Slayer.
Barefoot Baymax with a brand new sub. Welcome to the channel.
Pelvis Wesley, brand new subscriber. Thank you very much.
Pelvis Wesley.
Yeah, whatever.
That's really good.
Emu on the loose for 5 months. I'm Graham Stark, and this has been Loading Ready Live. Join us in a fortnight for more Love Doctors. And now, this.
Wait, no.
It's not voice activated.
LSB for 2 months, granted by Fishore.
Alchemist Merlin for 34 months. 34!
34. Oh, Omega 117 for 2 months. Welcome back. Gifted by Cheesemo. Thank you, Cheesemo. Welcome back, Omega.
Virgil 82 with that 2-month resub. I need an adult. Some different adults.
Too bad.
I'm officially out of evil spoons. 83 is a brand new subscriber gifted by Fisher. Thank
No
you very
spoons
much.
left, only knives.
And thank you.
Wow.
To Earth and One, Fox and Marte, Figment, Anonymous List, Dead, Pirate Wesley, Mythdom, Awabajack, Asian Insect, VM Kid, Caden 13, Julian, Anti-Muffin, Darius Engineer, Fisher, Gomp Dog 2, Fenrig, Magical Rider, Evil Chalk, Satchel 1, Wondermoo, Tofurducken, Rock Pusher, Elemental Alchemist, and Saltytron for those 39,356 bits.
There's more.
Because there's more. Come from Nail Bunny 236, Type 1 Diabetic, Oithornoi.
It's pronounced one.
Fibble Flip, but seek lost but seeking. Discordian Token, Splash from Mirrodin, Dracus 183, Crux, Dilapidated Boat, Scarred Guard, RS-less, Silktone, Andrew, Philippe Modesto, Xantos 69, Two Flower, and Nimrod 14.
Hey! Give it up for Paul for giving us the scroll.
And a last minute thank you to Drackle 10. Drackle 10!
We're gonna storm count up to 107. Paul, who
in particular, I wanted to thank Saltytron with the 1,000 bits,
Nice.
Wonder Moo with the 1,000 bits, Fishor with the 20,000 bits.
Wow! Damn!
Bruh! And Anonymousless with the 10,000 bits.
Damn!
Who said, gotta head back into work. Somebody hold on to these 10,000 bits for me, and I'll catch you all during the VOD.
Enjoy that VOD, Anonymous! Do we have to, if we're holding on to, do we give them back?
Yeah, I don't want to.
You can have these used bits.
Refunding.
Refunding.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. And remember, if you like this,
I'd be fucking surprised.
subscribe or follow the channel. There'll be more Loading Ready Live in 2 weeks, and there'll be Rhythm Cafe on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And all sorts of other stuff if you check out the events page or look at loadingreadyrun.com/live. And now this.
Oh, hey guys! What do you want to do first? We could vacuum the floors, we could alphabetize the board game collection, or we could organize the 2016 receipts!
I don't like you.